shit. Is that possum?
DBFM Entertainment. DBFM Entertainment. Your brain is for show, man. Your brain is for show, man. DBFM Entertainment.
Ooh, it's chilly. So this is my first ride back since getting the drivetrain and all that replaced. Ooh, that tree was about to be my best friend. Yeah, so I got a new drivetrain finally. Nothing majorly exciting, just a Shimano Deore. This bike had an Altus derailleur and HG200 for the cassette. And like always, the derailleur snapped off, so did the hanger. So I had to get that replaced. And since it happened 3 times, I was looking for an alternative. If you saw the last video, you know I was considering just getting a roll-off or some type of internal geared hub. But it won't fit my dropouts. So, scratch that. I'm sure a roll-off would, but guy at the bike shop convinced me. He said what I'd recommend is that we just upgrade the drivetrain. It's going to be significantly less expensive than a roll-off hub. And it's going to give me the durability I want. So I hope so. Apparently he says Deore is pretty underrated because it's like their very entry-level mountain bike components. But he said especially when you're running this much power through a drivetrain, the last thing you want to do is invest in top-of-the-line quality components and then push 1,200 watts through it and break something and now be looking at another $1,000 repair bill. So they put a new hanger on, put on a 10-speed Deore derailleur, a 10-speed 1136 tooth. Oh man, sorry, it's cold. So what I was gonna say is 11 through 36 tooth Deore cassette. Why did that take me so long to figure out? But I have noticed I do keep losing traction. So I'm gonna take a little pressure out. I did inflate the tires a little bit at the car, but I must have done too much. They were really low from the cold snap that we've had. And I thought they were too low, but now they're too high. Kind of like how I want to be right now. Yeah, nice and spongy. Hopefully that's not too little air now. Oh shit, it might be. That's okay. I'll tell you what's not fun. Readjusting your front brake calipers every time you want to ride. That sucks. Oh, I can just hear the traction's already better. You get that nice nice sound of the knobby wheels just rubbing on everything. So no real intentions today. It's just been about 3 weeks since I last rode the bike. It had been down for a while. I haven't had the money to repair it. Just picked it up from the shop on, let's see, Tuesday? And I've been busy since then. Just for reference, it's Friday night. Yeah, this traction is infinitely better now. Woo, too far. I definitely thought I was further along. There's a part later on in the trail that kind of does a similar thing like that. It's like wall ride, wall ride. Yeah, I wasn't there yet, I guess. What's up, dear? Trail illumination brought to you by Magic Shine. Can't remember if mine was the one that said 2,000 watts or if it was the 1,200 watt. Either way, I don't think it puts out the full amount. I seem to remember mine being the 2,000 watt. I'll have to check those Amazon orders. I also have a set of new grips, some of those ergonomic, ironic enough, and so far I'm liking them. My big fingers usually wrap so far around the handlebars that my fingers are always hurting. Still getting used to the cassette. I used to ride only in first or second gear, which now have become like my third and fourth gear. So finding that happy medium where I've got enough speed, yet still enough torque so I don't overheat the motor, it's a little bit of a challenge. but for the most part, you can kind of feel where it should be. You know, you get used to the speed and the acceleration your bike has, so it's not too difficult to find it again. That's the part I was thinking of, and drop! I almost got it. Redemption run on the next lap. Ooh! Smack the pack on the tree. Not good for me. I think it's better than my head. Yeah, it's like I was saying. Still getting used to the feel of the new cassette. I don't really expect any differences in performance. I mean, I know the shifts should be a little crisper. It's a little more stout of a drivetrain than what I had. Again, not top of the line, but it's higher up that line than what I had. I had like second from the bottom, I think. As far as I knew, it was like Tourney, Altus, Acera, and maybe Deore is next. I'm really not sure. But they say Deore components are like, that's the lowest you really want to be on for mountain biking. Still features the same trickle-down technology that you get, but Deore is really the point where you start getting stuff that's stout enough to be beat up on. The Altus would be okay for light trail riding, but not for this. Highline, yeah, we're back to where we want to be. Ain't that saucy? I'll tell you what, it feels good to be back behind the throttle. So in the last biking video that I uploaded, I mentioned that I had taken out my Diamondback recoil here. I don't remember exactly when it was. It was a few days after I had busted this one. I just wanted to get out and ride, and that's why I keep that bike. It's a good backup to have. I got it thinking that I'd ride it a lot now since I do mountain biking, but if I got the throttle bike, that's what I take out, honestly. Yeah, I'm lazy. So anyway, last time I was here, I busted that bike too, so I've been just completely down. My main bike and my backup. The bike that both of these replaced, I haven't done anything with. So you went in my garage and all there were 4 bikes, one of which was Kim's, and lucky her, that's the only one working. She's like, you can go take mine. Nah, then we'd have 4 broken bikes. Knowing my luck. Okay, did not take that the right way. That's okay. What's up? Highline, nice. Y'all getting fancy with these signs, man. I'm gonna have to wear my suit next time. This is the black tie event. Woo! I see, so this is probably where a helmet light comes in handy, huh? What the hell was that? I feel like somebody just grabbed my foot and pulled it off the pedal like, hey, what's up, partner? 5 bars still. That's what I love to see. 5 bars and a spider web to the face. Not what I love to see. Yes, and as I was saying earlier, trail illumination courtesy of Magic Shine. Out of all the really high-end lights that I was looking at, they all were super expensive, like $300. I'm like, no, hell no. I'll go to Harbor Freight and tape 10 flashlights to the front of my bike before I go buy something that's that expensive. I mean, a freaking $300 light. To be fair, the light that I got, I think was like $120 on Amazon. But I mean, that's a third of the price, so like that, I'm like, that's fine. I'll do that. But it's just so funny, like all the stuff that's marketed to people out there. You see these Bosch e-bikes coming out with, you know, a 250 or 350 watt motor selling for $4 grand, and that just sucks. My friend had an e-bike. I mentioned the word had. Long story. Sorry, Connor. He had an e-bike. Rudy's running. He had an e-bike with a Bosch motor. And you know what? I'll be honest. As soon as I rode it, I loved it. But upon looking at prices for those bikes, so expensive. And there was no way I would have been able to afford one of those. So I started looking around, seeing what type of e-bikes were out there. And that's when I started coming across bikes with BBS02 motors in them. One of which is mine. Made by Bike Tricks out of Canada. And I've been very happy with this bike. So, you know, Roshan, if you're watching this, thanks, man. This thing's pretty freaking sweet. I will say I should have upgraded to those Deore components earlier when I bought it. But my mistake. It's not your fault. I don't knock the bike for that. So yeah, back to the e-bike discussion. I see these Bosch e-bikes for like $3,500, $4,000. My bike was, I want to say, like $2,200, $2,300 with the fork upgrade. And you know, honestly, for what I do, it's fine enough. There's never been a point in time where I'm saying like, God, this sucks riding the bike, unless I broke it. But you know, riding a bike is riding a bike, and you can always make improvements to it that makes the experience that much better. But I wouldn't say that it's awful. All right, we're back to where we started. Take a quick break, catch my nuggets. All right, check that out, 650 miles on the dot. Isn't that legit? If you find this GoPro, please return it back to me. And seeing as how you don't know who I am, contact me on the DBFM Entertainment YouTube channel. All right, do another Highline loop. Let's talk about e-bikes. What do you guys feel about them? Come on, I see all 7 of you that watch these videos. Start making your voices heard. So some people don't like the fact that it's got a motor on it, and I get it. It is a motorized vehicle. I personally don't like the idea of motocross bikes or anything like that on the trail, because I don't want to hear a loud petrol engine. You know, I think part of the argument can be made that, you know, e-bikes aren't loud like a motorbike is, and that totally ruins the experience if you're out here just enjoying nature and trail riding. You like the sound of the leaves, the wind, you know, maybe the birds, I don't know, whatever you guys like. But then you throw a gasoline-powered bike into the mix, now it's no longer quiet. I get that. But again, e-bikes are silent, so you can kind of rule that out of the equation. However, some people still don't like the fact that they have a motor, because now there's going to be the issue of increased trail usage. What once was a difficult trail that only a few, well, I don't want to say a few, but a smaller subsection of the population could go to, you know, only the most fit and able riders, and now you got overweight people on e-bikes pressing the throttle. You're going to have a lot more people there. It's going to take the serene or the serenity out of it. And that is a valid argument. I do understand that one. But at the same time, if everybody in the world got healthy and fit and started riding mountain bikes, it'd be the same thing. And would that be a bad thing? Would it not be cool if you came out to your trail and there's a bunch of people that you could ride with? And everybody's hanging out, having a good time? Well, I mean, what sport doesn't want to grow and get more people in it? You know? Look at disc golf. Disc golf is trying to grow, and it's getting pretty big. The world's top disc golfers don't make millions of dollars like a Major League Baseball star would. It's just not quite at that level yet. But of course, they want to attract people into the game, and they're going to make sure that it's fair, because of course that's a competition. And yeah, I don't expect to compete in a bike race with an electric bike. I'm not arguing for that, unless it was an electric bike specific race. But even still, you can have particular classes, just like you do with race cars. You know, you could have 750 watt or under bike races, or, you know, super duper 3,000 watt or whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? Wait a minute. Well, check that out. What is this? And how do I get to that? This little side run here. Just to let you guys know, technically I'm not supposed to do this because I am riding backwards, going against the grain. But the nice thing is it's nighttime and there's no way in hell somebody's gonna be able to see what they're doing flying down this trail without a headlight on, in which case I'd see them. Ah, nothing much. Ooh, every time, even in the daylight. That tree always trying to give me a hug. Shit. Okay. I keep missing that. The walk of shame. Backtracking to hit that part you just weren't good enough for on the first run. Redemption run. I always love that section. I don't even know why it's so tense. I think it's just like rough. It's not necessarily fast, but all the bouncing, you're like, woo! And especially at night. Oh man, night riding is so much fun. I feel like it's good for skill too. All right, bike's on 4 bars. Just waiting for it. So I don't know the exact temperature right now. I want to say it's mid to low 40s. And all batteries have problems in cold weather. But if you keep the battery warm, then when you start using it and it's draining energy, the battery starts warming up. So as long as it stays warm, it'll stay good. So after we get a little further in Rudy's run here, there's a section that we can go over, and there's like a gravel pit by the disc golf course. But I want to check it out now. It's funny, first gear is so low for this motor. Like as soon as I press on the throttle from a dead stop, it's already like, woo! It's such an easy gear for it. It's awesome. Don't really expect to use it very often. For the most part, my, well, I guess now my 3rd and 4th gear. I'm in 3rd now. My 3rd and 4th gear give me all the torque that I need to climb most hills and good top speed. Yeah, I thought I was gonna die there. All right. I just noticed right now, never thought about this. So my front chain ring is a 36 tooth, and now my largest cassette ring is also a 36 tooth. So that means I've got a 1-to-1 ratio right now, which is pretty legit. Get to do wheelies and shit like that now. Also get to climb loose dope hills like that. So I thought I was lost, and I think I am lost. So where am I? I am at the entrance. All right. So I don't want to be. The motor is quite whiny in such a high RPM like this. Yeah, that felt great. Oh man. Pulled out my water. Yeah, might as well take a sip. Yeah, look at that. Isn't that pretty? Three bars. All right, back at the whip. So excited that I got to get out here and finally ride the bike again. It's been 3 weeks, man. It's too long, especially when I was doing this every day. It's a long time to wait. So thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along on this night ride. Hope to do some more like this. Hopefully gonna get the bike out to some more places too, different parks, different areas. I wanna do some woods rides. That doesn't make any sense. Want to do some off-road riding as well, not on trails, just going through the woods. If you haven't already, check out the newest video of DBFM making music in the studio. And then you can sit back in your car and be like, Thanks for watching, subscribe, watch more videos. Happy Friday, everybody. Thanks for sharing it with me. Have a good night.
Split it down the middle, take it over here for show. High with the little, I'm coming the back. Oh, get money, here we go.